Y estamos acá en la cancha, estamos en el Bernabéu donde viene Messi con la pelota, lo ve a Ronaldinho, pide Ronaldinho, gol.
Olha chance, olha gol! Golaço!
¡Qué golazo!
Hey guys, welcome back. It's been a little bit tough this past weekend because the computer is down, so I am recording from my phone as we speak. So welcome to episode 61. So let's get straight to it. It's gonna be a very short episode. Gonna make this quick, just because this is bad quality and I'm still working on a lot of stuff at the moment. So let's just jump right into it. FA Cup 5th round is complete finally. Watford defeats QPR 1-0. Brighton wins 2-1 against Derby County. Millwall wins 1-0 against AFC Wimbledon. Manchester City surpasses Newport County 4-1. Obviously, we knew that was going to happen because it's Manchester City. Wolverhampton advances with a 1-0 win against Bristol City. Crystal Palace completely outclasses Doncaster. It was only 2-0, but the way Crystal Palace played, I saw the highlights and little bits and pieces of the game, and it was wow. Swansea City wins 4-1 against Brentford. And then Manchester City earlier today eliminated Chelsea 2-0. Now, in the FA Cup, we move on to the quarterfinals. Millwall faces Brentford, right? No. Millwall faces Brighton, sorry. Swansea City faces Manchester City. Excuse me. Watford faces Crystal Palace. And then Wolverhampton will face Manchester United. All on March 16th. Times are still not available yet. Breaking news in the MLS today. Luis Nani, the former Manchester United and Sporting Lisbon player, has just signed with Orlando City. Holy shit, man. That's huge. I mean, that's huge for MLS. Not necessarily for MLS because we have signed, David Villa, Thierry Henry, Frank Lampard, Andrea Pirlo, Zlatan Ibrahimovic, David Beckham, you know what I'm saying? But this is actually bigger for Orlando City than anything else. I was talking to a good friend of mine today. She sent me the picture literally moments after I saw it posted on Orlando City's Instagram page. And wow, man. Wow, it's huge. I mean, I was saying, because I am a Rebel fan. Everybody who listens to this, they know I am a Rebel fan. But I hope and I would love to see Orlando City advance and go on to the playoffs. So hopefully this will be a a huge boost for Orlando City, so that maybe they can get into the playoffs this time around in the MLS, and see where it goes, because MLS is growing more and more, and it would be sad to see Orlando City just fall back and be one of those teams where they just never make it. You know what I'm saying? Moving on. Next topic I have here is Icardi. He got stripped from his captaincy earlier this week, or late last week, and then he was immediately taken off from the Europa League game against Rapid Wien. Correct me if I'm wrong if you want, don't care. I honestly don't know why. I try to look it up, but I don't know why they stripped him from his captaincy. They handed it to the goalkeeper, Handanovic. By the way, great freaking goalkeeper. So I don't know why, and I don't understand. So, but since it happened, rumors are already striking how, because everybody knows him as, a bad boy kind of player, and how, whatever he says goes, etc., etc., etc. So since, this happened, Juventus are already rumored to be signing him this upcoming summer transfer window. Apparently, the Juventus chief has said we are looking into signing him, but then the head of Inter, the Inter president, is saying no, it's not happening. There's not going to be no deal. Icardi is not leaving Inter. Blah 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 blah. So let's see what happens there. I honestly don't think it would happen. If it does, where are you going to put him? Who are you going to sit? It's just it's too much. You already have a lot as Juventus. You need to offload, but at the same time, even though, like, where would you fit? I mean, you really can't clash Icardi's ego with Ronaldo's ego. You just can't, unless you're gonna offload Ronaldo, which I think everybody listening to this knows that it'll be stupid. But who knows? I mean, I don't think Juventus is that stupid. But let's see. I mean, Inter could cash in on him, but at the same time, it's like, do you really want to do that? Because then they're really gonna. Yes, they have Lautaro Martinez, who came from Racing Club, but even though Icardi is a big guy, he's not in terms of height and everything, in terms of the way he plays and what he brings to the table for Inter. I mean, he does a lot. Manchester City right now. Not Manchester City. Manchester United, they are debating to see who is going to be their head coach for next season. Now, seems like there's a big debate, in the board. The guys wear the suits and ties of who is it going to be. Now, Ed Woodward, who is the chairman for Man United, has no problem cashing in on splashing money and recruiting Tottenham's head coach Mauricio Pochettino. But there is a lot of talk of, keeping Ali. He's done fantastic. I mean, the guy has only lost one game out of 12 games he's played. And the only game that he lost was against PSG. Okay, it was a 2-0. Obviously, yes, it was a bad performance that Man United did. But I mean, if you look at the other games, that's the only bad game. He's won 8 Premier League games, tied 1 against Burnley, and then he's won 3 games in the FA Cup. He eliminated Reading, he eliminated Arsenal, and then earlier today he eliminated Chelsea. Obviously, they're not, teams like Man City, Bayern Munich, Barca, Juventus, Real Madrid. It's not that, but even though he's got that Man United mojo going on, he's done a great job. I personally think, as a Manchester United fan, I think the board should keep him. They should keep him because he's brought back peace, he's brought back happiness, he brought back that joy, he's allowed the players to play. Now, if they do decide to keep him, this is where I think him and Ed Woodward should sit down and look to offload some players, such as Alexis Sanchez. Juan Mata, not so much, but the thing is, Juan Mata, he's aging. I would like to see Juan Mata leave and go back to Valencia and just finish his career there. Phil Jones, Chris Smalling, definitely. I mean, Phil Jones more than Chris Smalling. Chris Smalling is a decent defender, but even though, so me personally, I definitely think Manchester United should definitely keep Oli, extend his contract to just say another 2 seasons, and see how he does. Obviously from right now till the end of the season, see how he handles the team, see how far he goes within the FA Cup, within the Premier League, and even see if he can, defeat PSG, get that 3-0 win, or 4-1, or whatever the case is. See if he can go, because Champions League is going to be hard. Okay, everybody knows it's going to be hard for him to overcome. It's going to be hard because it's not a guaranteed. The Premier League, Manchester United really haven't got. They don't have a Premier League team. You know what I'm saying? And they're still competing at Premier League. They're still competing in the FA Cup. My personal opinion is once they can really, play the way they're playing now, and once they really work their way up to the point where they could compete against, the other top 5 teams, and, maybe even win the FA Cup, then, okay, look into the Champions League. I personally think if I was Ed Woodward, look at Manchester United right now and just wish them the best of the Champions League. We obviously hope to see if you can get at least to the quarterfinals, maybe even semifinals. But it's not. I highly doubt that Manchester United right now are a club that can compete against the likes of Real Madrid, who have won back-to-back, Juventus, who are very strong, Barcelona, who are very known, Bayern Munich, who is also another strong team, or even, their neighbors, Liverpool and Manchester City. They don't really strike a lot of fear, as they were back then when Fergie days. You know what I'm saying? So my question is, who's it going to be? Is it going to be Ali, or is it going to be Pochettino taking over the reins next season? Or will it be none of them? I mean, there's a lot of talk between Pochettino and Ali, but it could be someone else. I mean, Zidane's up for grabs. Guys, Champions League is back this week. Thank God, because we really love Champions League. Lyon hosts Barcelona, while Bayern Munich will travel to Anfield and face Liverpool. 2 very good games tomorrow, 3 p.m. Eastern time. Lyon is, the people do underestimate Lyon. They are a strong team. I mean, they did give PSG hell earlier this season. And they've always been known to be a strong team. They've given Barcelona a headache in the past few times that they faced each other in the Champions League. So let's see what happens tomorrow. Then Bayern Munich against Liverpool. That is a great mouth-watering game. I mean, you got Shaqiri coming back to where he used to play. The front 3, Mo Salah, Sadio Mane, Roberto Firmino, facing the likes of Robin, who I believe is injured, Frank Ribéry, Lewandowski, James Rodriguez, Thiago Alcantara. If I'm not mistaken, Robin is out, Boateng is out, and there is another player that I can't remember at the moment. But there's also Thomas Müller, so that's another one. So that's definitely going to be a game for you guys to watch, for all of us to watch, actually. Then Wednesday, Juventus travels to Madrid to face second-place La Liga team Atletico Madrid. Now, that is going to be a very, very good game. A lot of people are saying that Juventus will easily win. I definitely think Juventus will win, but it won't be easy. It will not be easy. I know I spoke about it with DTG a couple episodes ago, that Juventus will definitely win. Yes, but Atletico will make it hard for them. Believe me when I say Atletico will make it very difficult, especially Atletico's defense. I mean, Diego Simeone has made sure of his defense to be tight, compact, and very, very strong, very, very fierce. So it won't be easy for Juventus. Then German side Schalke will face Manchester City home. That's Wednesday, 3 p.m. at Eastern time. No disrespect to Schalke. I know they will give Manchester City a headache, but I highly doubt that Schalke comes on top, unless Man City have a horrible day and Schalke is just like injected with all this freaking confidence, and they'll overcome Manchester City. I don't know if you guys heard about this, but Nantes, the club where Emiliano Sala was coming from, are threatening Cardiff City for the payment of Emiliano Sala. My question is how and why? Like, what the fuck? How much of a heart don't you have to realize the situation? Like, why? Why are you asking for the money? That doesn't make sense. It's very offensive, very disrespectful, and it's like you don't even give a shit that the player that you were that you sold passed away. Like, I get it. I get it when it comes to business. But even though you got to remove business aside and, look at it from a humane perspective. It's like that. When I read that, I was so angry and so upset. Like, bro, are you kidding me? Are you guys really asking for the money of a deceased player? And then Cardiff City, having the heart that they do, they are actually offering to pay. But they are looking into legal action and all this other stuff. But they are willing to pay. But not this is just demanding for the money. It's like, bro, come on, have a heart, man. Last episode I finished with the 2030 World Cup. So I don't know if you guys listened to it, but it's Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay who originally, for the past, if I'm not mistaken, 3 years have announced that they want to host the World Cup due to the fact that the first World Cup was held in Uruguay. So it'll be 100 years later because the first World Cup was in 1930. So now, 100 years later, the final would be held in Uruguay. But they face competition from Great Britain, which is England, Wales, Scotland, and they are teaming up with Ireland. So all 4 countries are placing a bid to FIFA to host the World Cup 2030. Now, could it be a better group to host it in Europe or to host it in the South American trio? I personally think South America, not because I'm South American, but because I like the idea of bringing it all in a whole. Starting in 1930, hosting it in or having the Uruguay host the World Cup, fantastic. Bringing it back to Uruguay, it gives it some significance, of the World Cup and bringing it back to Uruguay. Plus, Uruguay hasn't hosted it since then. So it'd be nice to, for Uruguay, Argentina, and if I'm not mistaken, I'm almost 100% sure Paraguay has never hosted it. So it would be great. It'd be great. Plus, the infrastructure is already there for all 3 countries. Obviously FIFA has their rules, so they would have to update it a little bit. But even so, and on top of it, it'd be great because at this point we don't have just 32 countries. We have more than that. So, me personally, I'd like to see it in Argentina, Paraguay, and Uruguay. Then, 2034, 2034, it'd be great to move it on to Europe, or another group of, of nations that pretty much live for and breathe for football. So that'd be great. Just ahead of the Copa America, Juan Carlos Osorio steps down as Paraguay manager. Just after signing back in September. It's only been 5.5 months. He states, for my own family reasons, unfortunately, I can't continue in the job. I'd like to thank you all for the support. It brought me pride to manage, lead, and train the national team. Now, I know they just hired a new coach. I know his name is Toto, something like that. Eduardo Toto. I have no idea. But, all right, that's great that they hired somebody, but it's also bad. Why is it bad? Because the Copa America is in June. He has to do his homework, study overnight, and just look for players and study players and watch players. That's a lot of stress on a head coach. That is a huge amount of stress on a head coach. You have what? It's forget about February. March, April, May, June. You got basically 2.5 months. Only 2.5 months to prepare your team to go to the Copa America. Now, I'm not saying that the Paraguay is not a contender for the Copa America, but you never know. I mean, this could be a blessing in disguise for Paraguay. But even so, it's still a lot of pressure for this head coach, and his name is he's coached in La Liga. He's coached Celta Vigo, Sevilla, and Athletic Bilbao. There we go. Eduardo Berizzo. But his nickname is Toto. So Eduardo Toto Berizzo. So, and he's also from Argentina. So I guess, that experience definitely kicks in. I mean, being from Argentina, coached 3 huge teams in the league. I mean, Celta Vigo's very big. Sevilla, definitely. Athletic Bilbao, I mean, that speaks a lot. You know what I'm saying? So it's great, but it's also going to be a struggle for the head coach Berizzo, because like I said, he only has 2.5 months left. To prepare for the Copa America, to make sure Paraguay is a contender and that nobody's going to just push them around. And usually it never happens, despite who they have in coach and despite who's on the roster. Paraguay is always a headache. By the way, the Copa America jerseys will be releasing very soon, so do not forget to shop with us for a Copa America jersey. So Argentina, Uruguay, Ecuador, Peru, Brazil, Paraguay, Venezuela, Bolivia, all these countries, Japan, Qatar even. Don't forget to follow us at MDF Merchandise, and you can shop your jerseys there. By the way, we are doing a contest right now, so check out any of our social media platforms. It's at Golazo FP on Instagram and Facebook, at MDF Merchandise. We are doing a jersey giveaway. All you have to do is just like the post, follow the pages that are tagged in our caption, and just tag 3 football fans in the comment section, and you could be qualified to win a free jersey. Literally, it'll be your choice. If you win, we'll send you a message. We'll ask you what team you want, what size. We'll get it for you, and that's it. But you have to follow those steps. Last thing I want to talk about before I end this episode. I know it's short, but it's because my laptop crashed, so I am going to fix it, but blah, 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 blah. MLS Legend has come out recently and claimed that MLS, from now on until 10 years, would be considered between the first, second, or even third best sport in the U.S. He says, finally, Major League Soccer is very close to the others. I believe that now baseball in my country is for the older generation. Young people don't watch much baseball. American football, which is the NFL, also has issues with security and health. I'm guessing because of the Kaepernick and all this other stuff, if you do follow NFL. Basketball, which is the NBA, is in a good phase, but MLS is really growing. I'd say the business aspect of it will grow, but personally, I don't think it could be considered up there with one of the best sports in the country. It's very hard to come into the U.S. and just think that, air quotes, soccer will take over. Not take over, but will be up in the top 3. I doubt it. I mean, when it comes to the NBA and the NFL and the MLB, there's just so much. When it comes to the United States, it's more about the money. It's more about the attraction. And football, world football, is not about commercials. Where the Super Bowl is and the NBA is, and it's not about All-Star, where MLB have their All-Star games, NBA has their All-Star games. I'm not 100% sure with the NFL, but the MLS, we have the All-Star games, but it's not a huge thing, in the football world. I mean, yes, it's like for us, we go crazy, in FIFA, where it's All-Star, this guy played whatever, but it's not like it's just not. It's made fun of, It's a joke to everybody in Europe and South America. It's like, no, what are you doing? Like, that's more for charity matches, where like the Man United legends will face the Bayern Munich legends, or Barca legends face the Real Madrid legends. It's more of a charity thing. It's not a thing of the players who are currently playing. So me personally, I completely disagree with him. I don't think it would happen. It's just it's not. It doesn't seem like it would happen unless unless we really give a lot of viewership from Europe and we bring in a lot of players and we finally get promotion relegation, where us fans here in the MLS have been wanting for a long time. And on top of that, what the advantage of this country is that we have 50 states. Okay, we have 50 states. We can get more than 20 teams. We can get more than 25 teams. We have the ability and the infrastructure and the land. We have everything, in this country for this country to be bigger, meaning the MLS. But I don't know. It's tough. Guys, thank you very much for listening to this. For the 3 people that are listening, thank you very much for listening to episode, what is it, 61, right? Episode 61. Hopefully by Wednesday when we go to the restaurant, Brazil Paradise Grill, guys, don't forget to drop in. We do give out free jerseys to anybody who comes into the restaurant. All you have to do is just buy a drink, buy an appetizer, buy anything as little or as big as you want. I mean, seriously, try the food there. It's fantastic. Hopefully by Wednesday, the laptop will be working and I will be there doing the show live on Instagram and live on Facebook. And come join me. And from there, I will see you guys on episode 16, or you'll be listening to me on episode 62. And take care.